Hello again, YouTube. Truth Man here. So we got another. This guy's on the verge of being added to the Sambo clique, even though he doesn't associate with the other Sambos. We got one to go on the grill, and that's the Angry Prepper, also known as the Angry Truth. Now, we're going to play his video that he made on reparations, and we're going to be stopping talking about this. Me personally, I think this dude is a shill based on my research. I'm going to continue to research him, but let's get to it, y'all. Sizzle dizzle. We got another one. French meat.
Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel. So today's video, we're going to talk about the reparation problems and the problems that's going to bring here in this.
You already know this dude is either a Oreo cookie, moon pie, or a shill, or all three mixed in. Because he started out by saying the reparation problem. How is reparations a problem? I mean, have you not been paying attention? I mean, even if you know a little bit about slavery, let me guess. This is probably one of the guys that agreed with just pearly things.
Bring here in this country. So guys, as many of you know, states are forming a reparations committee for African Americans. Now I have to say, I'm not African American in the sense that my family came from the Caribbean and Puerto Rico. Right, so my mother's side, Puerto.
Oh my goodness, man, you are goofy, man. Now, based on the term, he's right. But Caribbeans, indigenous. Puerto Ricans, indigenous. What they're doing is they're saying in code, hey, white guys, I'm not with them. Accept me, please. That's what they're saying.
That's that my family came from the Caribbean and Puerto Rico. Right, so my mother's side, I'm Puerto Rican. My father's side, I'm West Indian. Right, so I don't really have
West Indies, indigenous. These people don't know nothing.
A stake in this argument.
I don't have a stake in this.
That doesn't pertain to any living African American. Zero. Not one African American living today does this affect, or should it affect, or should they be rewarded for it, rather. Sorry. Now, a lot of people.
He calls it a reward. As we go through this video, we're going to see if he said anything derogatory about all the other people, the other groups of people who received reparations. Again, they owe us that. And the fact that they supporting all these other countries that are involved in conflicts that don't have nothing to do with us makes them owe us even more. 90 billion. 90.
Or should they be rewarded for it, rather. Sorry. Now, a lot of people will argue, black folks and white folks will argue, that it was a contract made by the United States government for black people to receive 40 acres and a mule. They never received that 40 acres and a mule. Therefore, not receiving the 40 acres and a mule, a lot of people feel that the black community should get something. People say that, well, the Jewish population, they got reparations for the Holocaust. I'm like, all right, fair enough. But
and we ain't gonna get into too much into that, but I'm just gonna say this. If people could get money for stuff that didn't happen here, then shouldn't we get money for stuff that happened here?
That wasn't the Jewish people. That was
Look at him
the
stuttering.
Jewish community, if you will. Like the individual Jewish person didn't get reparations for the Holocaust. That's number one. Two, here in the United States, they're talking about individual reparations for individual African American families and or people. They haven't decided how they're going to split that up. We know that.
And then somebody said in the comments they got their reparations by way of EBT. Hey, listen, man. Listen. There are more, we're just going to say, other racial groups that are on EBT than blacks. You know how I know? Do you know how I know? Because there's more of them. See? And if you want to say that, okay, let's go back to the 1500s then. In the 1500s, who had to teach who how to farm? Hey, I ain't keeping score. I'm just classes in session. I ain't keeping score, but classes in session. Who was eating their own? Cannibalizing. Huh? I mean, I ain't keeping score. If you go back to Jamestown, Jamestown, See, y'all feeling real good right now. And I'll give it to you. It was a clever strategy. Wean somebody in with friendship and loyalty, learn how to build weapons, and took over. See, y'all can save all of it. Man, I got a scrape on my glass. What is that? Wait, hold on. What is that? Got me looking like Skolnick. I got it off. See, it's easy to talk now. Winchester, what's her name? They made a movie about it. She was haunted by demons her whole life because of how her family built them weapons that were key to the slave trade and to keeping slavery going. See, our ancestors didn't have no answer for those rifles. See, they couldn't get close enough to fight. They was getting gunned down. But this person, obviously is probably white, says they got their reparations by way of EBT. That don't count because y'all get EBT too. So how could you say such a goofy thing as that? That's why, hey, I'm gonna tell you like this. And this, I ain't saying it's all of them, but a lot of them just scary. They scary. You know, they act a little, I could just tell from living in Wisconsin how it was in the South back in the day. When they by themselves or not with many, or it's a guy with a woman, they be acting scary. A lot of them. When they in packs, they act different. But they talk about black people when they do it. Because we do it too. But they go on their little computers. That's why some of them be acting scary in public, because they know they be talking bull crap online. And they probably be thinking, oh gosh, I wonder, I hope nobody calls me up on it. Probably be insecure because of the stuff they say on Yahoo and all that. YouTube comments. They got their reparations by EBT. Man, I'm going to tell you flat out, man. A lot of y'all stay relevant by cheating us. Y'all stay relevant by cheating us. They get in the human resources department of all these companies that pay good money. And then they pretend to be fair, and then they remember the commercial where he threw the application away from the black person and the other guy brought it back and opened it back up and said something like, you dropped something? That's what they do. See, my best jobs that I done had, a lot of them were I was hired by black people. Or it was like organizations that can't be unfair. The city, the county. Or like even in Texas, when I got in juvenile justice department, I was selected by blacks. A lot of times when it had anything to do with, and I'm gonna tell you, Waukesha County here, they worry about the wrong thing. They want to ask me about social media. I'm like, I told them, I said, you ain't gonna get somebody that's more experienced and more skilled than I am. And that's the fact. I can adapt to any facility and the people in there, break them down in my mind how they are, and deal with them accordingly. Everybody can't do that. That's the skill that helps you last in this law enforcement correctional business. Some people are too soft, too nice. Some people are too edgy. I go right down the middle. First thing I always find out, what's the rules? What's the rules? Enforce the rules. What can I do? What can I not do? You know why? Because I do this. But a lot of them jobs, like I was working at a place on the outskirts of Milwaukee that built generators. They was completely unfair with me. I was on time every day, mind my own business, usually ate in the car. They didn't like that. They didn't like, it was only two black people, me and a girl. They came with this bunk about layoffs. I found out the only person they laid off was me. And I wasn't the low man on the totem pole either. There were white guys that I started there before them. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter. So all of y'all spray paint ninjas, that's another term. I'm finna call y'all spray painted ninjas. You ain't really one of us. You just a spray painted ninja. You just look like us. Your color based on how you act is not even real. Spray painted ninjas. And no, I didn't get that from nobody. Let's go back to this. I wish I was white, dude.
Or African Americans. Now I have to say, I'm not African American in the sense that my family came from the Caribbean and Puerto Rico. Right? So my mother's side, I'm Puerto Rican. My father's side, I'm West Indian. Right? So I don't really have a stake in this argument. You're opening up something, guys, that doesn't pertain to any living African American. Zero.
Did he just really, you know what? Let me pinch myself. Wake up, no Matrix. He didn't just really, did he really? Let's keep going.
Holocaust, I'm like, all right, fair enough. But that wasn't the Jewish people, that was,
look at him
the
stutter.
Jewish community, if you will. Like the individual Jewish person didn't get reparations for the Holocaust. That's number one. Two, here in the United States, they're talking about individual reparations for individual African American families and or people. They haven't decided how they're going to split that up. We know that California started a committee, New York State just recently started a committee or a study to do on how and who deserves it and why and how they would split it up. That's what the studies and committees are for. So my bone to pick with all of this is that we, this current generation of humans, the African American people here in the United States, do not deserve it. Period. This is not going to fix slavery. It's not going to fix thousands of years of... Sorry.
It's not meant to fix slavery. It's meant to be fair, saying, hey, listen, we the reason why y'all not equal financially. So we gonna let y'all get caught up a little bit.
Hundreds of years of trauma. It just isn't. It can't. Giving money to people who don't deserve it.
He said we don't deserve it. Okay. Did that other group deserve it? Because if we don't deserve it, but they deserve it, that's fair? Is that fair? What happened right here? Let's be technical. Who was here first? Okay. What happened? So, okay, and what happened elsewhere that the United States made amends for with money? Dude, y'all tripping, man. For real. Y'all, hey, man. Y'all on something else.
And then what? They get the money, they spend it, they're going to ask for more? You know, it doesn't...
If they get the money and spend it, why would they, even if they ask for more, who cares? If they get the money and spend it, what are you worried about that for? He one of them ninjas that want to feel like he doing better than somebody. It's a lot of that going on. That's the people, look at the people who are melanated who say they are against that. You just want to believe, you want people to look up to you. Man, no matter what you get, I'll never look up to you or anybody else. Because money, you could be a complete moron and have money. Money don't make you a good person. I mean, we see that every day, don't we? We don't see that every day. We not hearing about that, power bottoms and all this stuff.
You know, again, it doesn't change what America did to black folks. It's not going to change that. And you're giving these people a false sense of love, trust. I don't know what it is, but it's not going to fucking work. And a lot of people seem to think that this is going to work. And then there are other people that seem to think that, well, you know, it's our dues. No, it's not. That contract wasn't for us. Or rather, it wasn't for African Americans now. That contract was for African Americans of then. It was...
Wait, hold on. Give me a sec. Let's keep this channel up. He didn't just say that, did he? Did he just say that was for them then? Since when does stuff work like that? Since when do a contract only favor the current people that's from a government? Do we not still have civil rights? Okay, I'm gonna tell you that civil rights movement was 10 years before I was even born. But do I have civil rights? You's a goofy. Listen, man, money, muscles, that stuff, that don't keep you from being, let's keep going before I say it's So I start using words that I ain't used in years. So I'm just gonna keep moving right along.
African Americans of then. It was made in that time period for them. It never said anywhere in that contract for all African Americans, past, present, and future. Never said that. That's a problem in itself. But currently, a lot of governors seem to think that this is going to fix the black community. It isn't. And there are black politicians that are telling these white politicians, the morons that they are, that this is...
Technically, reparations would be $2.2 million. What is most crimes based on? The lack of money, right? So you ain't gonna eliminate crime, but you're gonna improve living conditions. As long as they don't inflate the prices like they did with the stimulus. If they pass laws to say, well, we giving y'all reparation, and we're gonna put legislation in place that will cap the increase of prices. Because all they gonna do is try to raise up the price. You'll be paying $400,000 to have a house in the slums. This is why I don't get why these dudes even wasting their time trying to appease these white people. Man, you like pink feet and pink meat. Hey man, that's your prerogative. But when you start trying to go against the rest of us because you like pink feet, now you being the op.
The morons that they are, that this is going to fix the black community, or it could fix the black community, and it won't. Because the money's going to go to the individual person and or family, and where do you think that money's going to go? That money's going to disappear. That money's going to end up in bank accounts, and people are going to buy shit they don't need.
Don't they do that all the time with taxes? And matter of fact, don't your beloved Euroduros, ain't that what they do? So they buy everything they need it. So all these Christmas gifts, the ugly sweaters, and all the stuff people buy and they need it, man, get out of here, dude. You's a jive turkey. I'm going back to the 70s. This dude is a jive turkey, man.
Some people might do the right thing and invest it into the stock market or put it into some kind of saving.
So this how you know he a shill. Some people do the right thing by putting it in the stock market. One day I'm gonna show y'all my shares, man, and how long I had them. That's not the way to increase your money. The way to increase your money is by saving and by building incomes. That will help. But if you ain't dealing with a lot of money, you ain't gonna get rich from that stuff. You see how he threw that in there? What he gonna do next? Start doing this stuff and all that? Can't fool me, man. You can't fool me.
Put it into the stock market or put it into some kind of savings or some kind of fund that's going
to
yield those returns. But that's very, very few, far in between. Unfortunately, the African American population of today is not that responsible, and many of us...
See how he throwing everybody under the bus? Man, listen. I know a couple people that got money. I do. But he throw everybody under the bus because what it is he one of them Steven type of dudes. Somebody called him Steven in the comment. Like, he want to sing and make them other folks feel good and condom. That's him.
Or many of them, rather, are not that responsible. And then there's some that will be. But still.
Meth. If we were to do just a little study on who's on meth, we ain't keep a score though. will be fine. So being on meth, that's responsible. I'm telling you, this one of them moonpie ninjas right here, y'all. Yeah, moonpie.
Argument of who deserves the money and why.
You got a lot of white cream in it.
Be that argument of who deserves the money and why and how much. And the thing is, guys, here's the bigger.
This is why everyone at the sound of my voice, do all you can. Pass this ninja up. Get a better car. See, it's a competition now, man. We got to make this a competition. Get better cars than this ninja. Get better clothes than this ninja. Get a bigger house in a better area than this ninja. Shut this ninja up, man. Don't settle for that food stamps and stuff. We got to shut ninjas like this up. I would love, listen, I'm not the biggest fan of New York. From what I see, what I hear, some of the people, not all, I like some of them, you know. I would love to buy a Ferrari truck, find out where this ninja work at, and just pull up right on the side of this creamy Susie Q ninja, man. Moonpie. I mean, this dude right here, man, he got a lot of cream. Pause. I ain't talking about that.
The bigger problem that I think all the committees are asking, how much? How much is enough? Is it the equivalent of what 48 kilo a meal would be worth? Is it more than that? Are they going to add bullshit to it, like trauma, patches, and
he tried to sound rah. They try to add little cut. Listen, man. Your weights and your cussing is not going to take away that cream. You got a lot of cream. You got that cream, man. This dude practically darker than me. Full of cream.
I mean, like, they try to add so much into it. And the crazy shit is, and a lot of states are not addressing it, but like California, for example, they're talking about reparations, but right now they can't hand any money out because they're in a deficit. If I'm not mistaken, they're over $1 billion deficit, something like that. So they can't afford it. But yet they're still carrying on with this as if they're going to pay it out. I don't know.
They can afford it. They can get it from the U.S. government. They can say, hey, listen, we need reparation money. Let's scale back the money for these people to fight and be in disagreement, and let's use that money for these reparations. Like Tupac said, they got money for wars, but they don't feed the poor. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Cream? Hey, Cream.
They're doing this to make the black community feel better. I don't know if they're doing this because it's voting season.
He wear his hat like he gonna say, let's go hunting, God. Let's go find some bucks.
Kathy Hochul, New York State governor, is doing. She's only doing it for the votes. She's not doing it because she cares or wants to give money. She's doing it because she needs the votes. And how do you get votes? You trick the idiots of the world in believing that you're going to do them a favor.
There it is.
And then they go, well, that Kathy Hochul.
There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, his hand was just like this. Shield, la 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 la. Secret agent man, secret agent man. You don't want them to get reparations because you don't want them to pass you up, Mr. Insecure Fake Elite. I gotta watch General Tito video. He just did a video on how YouTube is rigged. And I already know this type of stuff he talking about. I ain't even watched it yet. Dudes like this, all these subs.
That Kathy Hochul, that's some wholesome white lady there. That white lady's gonna give us some money. No, she's not. Because New York State can't even afford it. And New York State won't be able to afford the amount of...
New York and California can afford it. All they gotta do is convince Joey to say, hey man, Let's worry about the people that live here. Let them pull themselves up by the bootstrap. Let them fight their own battles.
Money that's going to be totaled or tallied up to give out to African Americans here in New York State. So, like, clearly, me, I'm out on it because my lineage is not from the
He don't agree.
world. But how many people are going to abuse this? Because that's the other problem with the abuse.
He sound like Anton Daniels. Is this Anton Daniels' cousin? This dude might be related to Anton Daniels. Don't be surprised if he mosey on to his show one day.
How many people are going to get denied? And if somebody gets denied and then somebody else gets it, that's going to create a strife right then and there. So there's so many.
You don't deny people. If they were born in the U.S. and their ancestry is in the U.S., they get it. What's this deny people stuff?
Questions, no answers. Now, these studies and committees are to find answers, but I doubt very much they're going to find a lot, and I doubt I would put my fucking pension.
I'm tough. I cuss.
They're not going to be able to pay out the money that they're going to come up, the amount of money they're going to come up with. Now, like I said before, I'll say it again, guys, this is not going to alleviate any tensions amongst the black race. This is actually going to...
Yes, it would. It ain't going to take away, but trust me, man, if, like I said, the key is don't let them hyperinflate the prices. Cap off the prices that they can raise it up to. Because, let's be honest, there's a lot of foreigners with a lot of businesses selling a lot of products in the United States. So they should not be able to cheat us out of the money that we would get for reparations. So you got to cap off housing, hotel, food, gas, so on and so forth. You got to put a limit as to how they can raise the price. We get cheated all the time. I don't even see how people even coming up with this stuff, man. A black person can have the same credit score, same income as somebody else and not get what that other person get. How is this dude practically darker than me coming on here, man? And I'm telling you, these people,
this
boy.
This is not going to alleviate any tensions amongst
Yes, it will.
race. This is actually going to cause more division amongst people, Americans, and this is going to cause...
See, this is what I call if I can't play, you can't use my ball. Pause. That's another example of that. As long as we at the bottom, all these people coming on my comments and stuff talking about division, they don't care as long as we the ones at the bottom. Okay, you worried about division, let's do this. All y'all that say, talking about this division, why don't you and your group of people take the bottom and we take y'all spot? They ain't gonna do that. They ain't gonna do that. Because they fine as long as we the ones at the bottom doing the most suffering.
Amongst people, Americans, and this is going to cause division amongst the black community. Because there are, believe it or not, some black folks that stand where I stand about this whole...
Those are moonpie, those spray painted ninjas.
Reparations thing, and I think it's bullshit.
Steven, Sambos.
Especially giving it to people who don't deserve it. That's my biggest stripe. Because none of the African Americans today went through slavery, experienced slavery.
We experiencing the residue of slavery every day when they secretly, with the lottery for instance, and you come to Wisconsin, I challenge any of you on this. Go to the message center, right? This is what I want y'all to do. Go to the message center, look at the large amounts over $10,000. When you see the city that the winner was in, go look up the demographics of that city. Mathematically, like they say, the math ain't mathing. If you have a town with only 3,000 people in it, and you have another town with 1 million, If that 3,000 people, let's say 1,000 of them get a ticket, but in the town with 1 million people, 400,000 people get a ticket. Now, in a fair system, right, who would win more? You know why they don't win more? Because these people here is racist. They probably scamming the lottery. They cheating. They making sure that they send most of those jackpots to areas trying to keep that money away from black people. They don't want us to win. Now, we still win sometimes because we'll sneak back there where they at and get a ticket. Or we know how to play. But mostly, their goal is to make sure we don't get that super cash, which is 350,000. Mega bucks was normally over 1 million. They'll give it to you maybe once, twice, 3 times a year to keep you playing. But the other 100, 200, 300 times, it's going to go to them other skins. Let's keep going. Let's see what else this hostess Cupcake Ninja got to say.
African Americans today went through slavery, experienced slavery. Some professors will argue, well, the decades or centuries of trauma passed down from slavery is what we should be getting.
Another ninja trying to be smart that don't know what he's talking about.
Shit. It's the worst argument in the world, and nonetheless, people are still making the argument so that they can get some of that money. Money is the great divide. It always has, guys.
Are you saying it's you goofy about these white people with all their money? Man, I deliver to them various products and packages. I see their houses. I see their cars. I see the acreage that their houses sit on. You ain't saying that to them. It's just like this Passport Brothers thing. Y'all know I'm not a Passport Brother per se. But how when the black dudes start doing it, now people want to talk about it. Because people act like they always got to control us in every way. Even some of us. Like this dude.
Money is the great divide. It always has.
Money is the great divide. Look at his fingers.
Money has been the great divide. And this is just going to divide Americans.
Look at him throwing up them
This
symbols.
is going to divide the African American community even more. And then you're going to have other
No, it's not.
groups of people wanting their reparations too. You're going to have the Chinese.
So what? Who cares? They ancestors wasn't getting forced to breed with their own sons and nephews and stuff. So it'll be more free workers on the grounds.
Americans looking for it. You're going to have the Koreans looking for it, Puerto Ricans, Indians, the people that work at 7-Elevens, the dotheads. You're going to see those people looking for reparations. You're going to see fucking probably...
Reparations are tied to slavery. If their ancestor wasn't no slave, them look for whatever they want to look for.
Russians looking for reparations.
So?
Taiwanese and Filipinos
So?
looking for reparations because of how they might have been treated in this country. This is, guys, a segue into bad shit. That's all I'm saying. And this is not looking good, and it's not panning out at all. So this is going to...
Yeah, I could tell he's editing
discussion.
stuff out.
This is not going to be the last video on it. Again, I think a lot of the reparation studies and committees that are being created are just a ruse to get the black community or the idiots in the black community to be like...
You, man, this dude right here, man. This dude right here, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know what an enemy looks like, watch this video, The Reparation Problem.
Like, all those people really care about us. Let's vote for them. Because how do you guarantee a vote you start a committee or a study right before elections actually begin, so that it carries over into your next time in office, or guarantees you the votes to make it in the office to carry on with this reparations. Like I said, I think it's a stunt. They're doing this to, again, try to secure themselves for the next election.
Now, again, I agree with him there. I'm a conservative. I'm not a cream pie conservative. That's a new. Some of these conservatives are moon pie ninjas. I ain't one of them. But he's right. They trying to use this type of stuff to keep control, so they can keep having weirdos in front of your kids and all this other stuff. He right about that. But hey, man, people been grifting on a truth for ages, man. They grift on the truth now. Like, a lot of people ain't never been married. They done made a lot of money off this red pill talk in the manosphere, talking about don't get married. And a lot of them ain't never even been in a relationship like that. A truth don't stop being the truth because it gets in the hands and in the mind of the wrong individual. It's still a truth. So here's how we do it. Give us reparations and get Biden out of there. How about that? Man, this dude, man, oh my goodness, man, you know.
Election and try to make it in the office next time. I can guarantee you, though, the next time in,
look at him.
About a year or two into there,
man, dude, why don't you just go?
Turn around and go,
you know what? He need to go put on a black robe and get him a magic wand or something. All these symbols he throwing up, y'all. I'm surprised he ain't said abracadabra or something yet. This dude is linked.
Money, we can't pay out $1 trillion.
He deep state.
Whatever the money might be. I don't think it'll be $1 trillion, but again, how much is enough, right? What's the amount of money that you're going for to pay people off? And then it enters into trillions. You can't pay that. No one can pay that. No state on its own can pay that. Anyway, guys, this is the Angry Pepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel.
The Angry Lie channel. And anyway, this is No Matrix. Thank you for watching the No Matrix channel, the Truth Man.